What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know I've been a little busy the past couple weeks and haven't really been able to upload anything, but it's Saturday. I have some free time, and today's a special day because we are going to test my 1-rep maxes on squat, dead, and bench. So for those of you that don't know, I've been following the hybrid performance method for the last 7 weeks, and this is a program designed based around the Olympic lifts, snatch, clean and jerks, and also squat, dead, bench, and a little bit of bodybuilding tied in. So this is like my ideal way to train. I purchased it just to keep myself accountable and follow something that I know is going to work. And again, it's nice just going to the gym, not worry about what you're going to do, and just follow a well-designed program. So today, like I said, we're going to max. My maxes, I'm assuming they're not going to be an all-time PR, just because I've kind of fluctuated with my training style. Haven't gone as heavy in a long time, things like that. So previously, I calculated my PRs very low compared to what I've done in the past, just because I wanted to make sure that I was building another good foundation of strength, making sure my form was good and clean. So as of right now, again, don't make fun of me, but my squat PR right now is 275. I did that for one the other day and it was super easy, so I'm hoping to blow that out of the water. Deadlift PR right now is 405, and bench I set at 245. So like I said, those are low numbers. I've definitely done more in the past, but I want, again, make sure I was having a good foundational base of strength for the start of this program. So today we're going to test those and see how well we've progressed in our strength. I had a rest day yesterday, plenty of food and calories to fuel me up for today's lift. So I'll show you guys that. I'll show you a little bit of what I eat today before and after training, and I'll talk a little bit about how to build muscle on a vegan diet. So now we're starting our day with some black coffee. I've been fasting for, let's see, probably about 14 hours. I am going to have a meal before I go to the gym, so I have some energy, some good carbs before I hit this intense lift. So I'll show you guys that, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright guys, like I mentioned, I've been fasting for about 14 hours now, just sipping on some black coffee. To break my fast, I usually have fruit or a smoothie with fruit in it. I like to do this because it digests fairly quick, it has a lot of fiber, helps complement my elimination cycle in the morning when I'm going to the restroom. So today we're going to have 2 bananas, about a cup and a half of some pineapple, 2 halo top clementines, and also, since it's pre-workout, this creatine monohydrate. If you can see there, it's also sourced vegan. Alright, so this will be my first meal today. A lot of good healthy carbs and micronutrients to fuel my workout for today. Alright, smoothie's complete. It's got a nice pale yellowish color. It's really good, super smooth, tastes pretty tangy. So this will be my first meal of the day. I'll have this. I'll wait about an hour before I head off to the gym so it can digest and get into the muscles for use, and then I'll see you guys at the gym. Don't want a complication. gonna warm up. I'll show you what that consists of, and we'll get it popping. Alright guys, we're in the gym. I'm about to start my warm up. We're gonna start with the rower for 500 meters, get the blood flow going, my heart rate up, and then we'll progress into some dynamic warm up. So I'll show you how that looks. You guys in with the 3 big lifts. The program calls for 3 attempts. The first attempt is supposed to be a weight you can do for 2 to 3 reps. Not too easy, kind of priming the system. Second attempt is supposed to be at your current or slightly under your PR. And the third attempt is your actual PR for the day. So first set right now, we got 275 pounds. I'm expecting it to go up pretty easily. And then after that, I'm probably gonna bump to 315 depending on how it feels. Here we go. Alright, so I just hit 275. I watched the footage, it was pretty quick, so I'm just going to bounce up to 315 and let's see how it goes. Alright, 315 was pretty light. I'm feeling a little nervous about 345, but I have ASAP Rocket to help me get pumped up. So here's my third attempt. Alright, squat went well. I surprised myself and got 345. It went pretty easy. Now we're on to bench. A couple warm-up sets, and we're looking at probably 225 on my first attempt. Yeah, I know that's lousy, but we'll get there. Alright, warm-up sets are complete. My first lousy set of 1 rep at 225. After video review, 225 moved pretty clean, so we're going to bump up 20 pounds and go to 245. Here we go. All right, 245 moved pretty slow, but YOLO, we're going to 255 and see if we can hit it. So let's get it. It's third attempt here on bench. Alright guys, just finished up my bench and I hit 255. I got it. If we're in a powerlifting meet, I didn't get it because my ass came off of the bench, but I'm not looking to compete, so I'm going to count it. 255 was my third attempt on bench. Now we're going to get ready for these deads. Alright, warming up for deadlifts, and I'm going to be honest, it's not feeling the strongest, but we're just going to go for it because that's all we can do. So first attempt is going to be 4 or 5. And I'm not going to keep my hopes high on this one, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so checking in, 4 or 5 felt like a fucking house. The footage looked pretty clean, looked good, it moved well, but it felt heavy as fuck. So I'm gonna play it cool on my second attempt and go 425, which might be too heavy of a bump, but let's try it. Wait. Life lesson. No life lesson. I just weak today. 405 felt heavy. Second and third attempt was 425, and it just won't budge. So I'll take 405 for now, and we'll get it next time. All right, guys. A little recap of my mock powerlifting meet here. Everything went pretty well. Starting with squat, I ended up at 345. On the bench, I hit 255. My butt did come off the bench, but I'm gonna count it for now. And then deadlifts didn't go as planned. I worked up to 425 and just couldn't get it off the ground. So for now, we're gonna stick with 405, which gives me a raw total at 1,005 pounds. So now we're just gonna end my workout with some stretching so I don't wake up stiff as a board tomorrow. And then I'll see you guys back at the house for my post-workout meal. Hope you enjoyed the workout. What's up, guys? Camera just magically was sitting here when I got home, so back from my workout. It was pretty good. I'm, for the most part, happy with my lifts. But now it's time to get that post-workout meal, jumpstart recovery. So I'm thinking we're going to do a veggie stir-fry, some brown rice, and tempeh to bump up the protein. So I'll show you what the ingredients are, and we'll get cooking. Start from the top. We got some cauliflower, celery, orange bell pepper, water chestnuts, sliced carrots, white or yellow onion, frozen peas, shiitake mushrooms. They can be any mushrooms. I actually prefer Bella mushrooms, but this is what I have for now. Tempeh to get that protein, and then to tie it all together, the secret sauce is this Kikkoman no preservative stir fry sauce. I really like this one because if you look at the macros, there's only 3 carbs. Everything else is pretty much a 0. So I love this. It's very good, and it's got low sodium, only 190 milligrams. So we're just pretty much going to chop all these veggies up, throw them in a pan to stir fry, and I already have some brown rice cooking up now, so we'll just put that in a big pan and it'll be ready in no time. Really, the hardest part about this meal is just chopping all the vegetables, which that isn't too hard. So I'll see you when it's done. Brown rice, about a cup. Gonna need all of that. So you got a nice bed of brown rice. And you're gonna take your beautiful, beautiful stir fry, plant-based as fuck. Shit ton of protein, and scoop that right on top of your rice as much as you want. For me, this is probably a good 4, maybe 5 meals worth of stir fry here, so I don't need all of it, but it's definitely going to give me a couple meals worth. And then you devour. It's a massive bowl. Here's my hand for size, just about as big as my hand. And there is a shit ton of plants in there. I don't use any olive oil, so the only source of fat in this is from the plants. Let's eat. Valens Kombucha, Berry Blast, my favorite brand and flavor. So we're in the point of the video where you guys have already seen a little bit of my food for the day, my workout for the day, and now we want to talk about how to build muscle on a vegan diet. So, of course, I'm only going to give recommendations on a vegan diet because I believe that's the best way to live. Now, there's 3 things that we want to speak on in terms of building muscle. Number 1 would be strength training. Number 2 would be cardiovascular exercise, and number 3 would be your nutrition. All are very, very important. I'm going to talk about them in no specific order, but we will start with strength training. Okay, so with strength training, you see so many different things, so many different people that are in shape by doing different modes of fitness, and what it comes down to is just creating stress or stimulus to the body where it has to repair and recover itself to become bigger or stronger. Okay, so for me, it's Olympic weightlifting paired with powerlifting and bodybuilding. It's, like you guys know, a program called Hybrid Performance Method. You guys don't have to follow that. If you are into calisthenics, bodyweight exercises, that's great. If you like CrossFit, that's great. If you like bodybuilding exclusively, that's great as well. You just got to find something that you truly love and enjoy. That way, day in and day out, you don't have a problem busting your ass and you don't get burnt out doing it. So when we talk on strength training, whatever it is, there's a couple things that you want to make sure that you're aware of while you're doing it. Number 1 would be progressive overload. So if we talk about calisthenics, if you can't even do a body weight pull-up, you want to start with some assisted pull-ups or maybe eccentric pull-ups, okay? And then make sure that you're progressing in your reps, you're getting stronger, maybe you're adding weight now. If you're talking about powerlifting and you're starting at your deadlift with 135 and you can only do it for a couple reps, make sure that you're, over the weeks and months, you're getting more reps at that weight, and then you're adding weight, and then, that's the whole progressive overload, which gets me into my next bit of advice, is follow a program that you know is efficient, okay? And that's a mistake that I have made over the past couple years, and I've relied on my education and I guess my experience in the gym is to kind of just create my own programs, which might work for others, but I can't hold myself accountable because I do stuff that I like, that I'm comfortable with. So when I find that when I outsource a program from online, or I purchase something from a coach or someone else, I've spent the money, I deem it as valuable, and I hold myself accountable to follow those exercises that I may normally not do, which again is going to create some energy expenditure, some stimulus to my body that it's not used to, which elicits results, elicits elicits strength gains. Okay, so if you are in a position where you don't think that you can afford a coach, a personal trainer, or a program that costs a little bit of money, do some research online from good sources and try things on your own. It's going to be a longer process of finding what you like or what is going to give you the best result. It's going to be a trial and error process. But if you're not documenting from day to day, week to week, then you're not going to ever find out what exercises, what rep schemes, what type of things are going to work best for you. So you always want to track or keep account of the things that you've done in the past so you can look back and be like, oh, I remember, getting stronger, getting faster with this type of training or program, and this I didn't like so much, I didn't do that, or this got me injured, so on and so forth. Okay, so 2 things: progressive overload, and then make sure your programming is good. That way you can make the results over time. Because if you have a goal but there's no plan to get you there, then it's just a wish. And even the best of the best athletes in the world, Olympians, they have coaches. Okay, it just takes the stress off of programming and thinking about what you do out of working out, and you just show up and do the work. So that would be my bit on strength training. Now, when we talk cardiovascular exercise, you got to find the sweet spot, because too much can burn too many calories and take you back a couple steps on building muscle or gaining weight, and too little won't give you enough health benefits or recovery properties to build the muscle. So for me, what I find that personally works is about 60 minutes per week, and I break that up into 3 20-minute sessions, just kind of intermittently spread across the week. And that is like not too much in one session, but it's not too little to where I still feel a benefit. I still work up a sweat and I feel good about it. But you can break that up into 4 15-minute sessions, 2 30-minute sessions, whatever works best for your schedule and the type of training you're doing. Again, your high-intensity exercise, HIIT training, that should be used sparingly. It is beneficial because you're not going to break down too much muscle by doing that, but it is going to use the metabolisms that you would be using in like more explosive workouts or movements like powerlifting or Olympic lifting. So that would be like maybe 1 time a week, including the 3 workouts a week that I do. And you don't always want to stay with your intense cardio because you're going to burn more carbohydrates and fat. The low and slow cardio is actually where you're going to get the most benefit while still working out with heavy weights and things like that. So to touch on the benefits, low intensity cardio is going to enhance the mitochondrial efficiency in the cells. It's going to help you use more fat as fuel, and that will help you build muscle, because if you're using carbohydrates primarily, you're going to burn carbohydrates in the gym, and then you're going to go home and eat primarily carbohydrates, especially if you're a plant-based vegan, okay, and you're kind of just spinning your wheels recycling. So if we're able to use more fat as fuel, then those carbohydrates are used for high-intensity exercise while you're weight training, and then that's when you're able to build muscle. So it's nice to have metabolic flexibility, giving your body the ability to switch between metabolisms of fat and carbohydrates. That's going to elicit better results over a period of time. When you see people get stuck in metabolisms, that's when they can't lose any weight or they can't build any strength. So we have to have metabolic flexibility, and high intensity, low intensity mixture cardio is going to be great for doing that. Okay, it just has to complement the weight training program. Don't want to get too scientific about it, but again, find something you like, whether it's cycling, Stairmaster, running outside, Tabata, whatever it may be. Just again, find something that complements your exercise and also is enjoyable, so you don't dread doing it and you can do it over a long period of time. Thirdly, nutrition. Of course, I'm going to recommend the plant-based vegan diet, and the reason I say that is because animal products, animal protein is toxic to our body, and when it's toxic to our body, it raises the level of acidity, toxins, inflammation in the body, and when our body has to detoxify itself, reduce inflammation, then that's energy expenditure there instead of recovery and rebuilding. So if we eat a diet more laden in micronutrients, phytochemicals, and antioxidants, it doesn't have to do so much work to detoxify and eliminate inflammation. It can use that energy towards rebuilding, repairing, the muscles and damaged tissues, as well as giving you more mental clarity. Your digestive system kind of gets a break because it doesn't have to digest such harsh, dense proteins or tissues, meats, so on and so forth. So think about that. And when we talk about a plant-based vegan diet, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more carb heavy, and that's not the fear, because one, carbohydrates are your body's preferred fuel source, and number two, they are muscle sparing. So if you're looking to gain weight, your calorie intake is going to be obviously higher than your maintenance, but your protein is going to be moderate to low. There's not going to be the excessive need for protein. The need for protein only increases when you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to preserve the muscle that you do have, but we're talking about building muscle here. So carbohydrates are actually going to be the key, again, for gaining the weight, pushing through intense bouts of exercise, and not to mention that your carbohydrate sources also carry a decent amount of protein. So the top 3 protein sources in a vegan diet are going to be 1, legumes, number 2, nuts and seeds, number 3, whole grains. To give you an example of legumes, it would be like green lentils, black beans, chickpeas, soybeans. Examples of nuts and seeds would be like almonds, peanuts, cashews, macadamia nuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds. Whole grains would be like oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa. These plant sources are not only filled with micronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, but they are clean. They're plant sources with a lot of fiber, which again helps keep your system regular. And there's a study, which I don't have to link because this is basic information. There's a study that says the more fiber in your diet, the more efficient you are going to be at burning fat. So if you think about it, meat or animal products, it's only the macronutrients. It's protein, fat, and carbs. But there's not a lot of micronutrients or fiber at all in a chicken breast. Whereas if you have 100 grams of black beans, you're going to get double the leucine content. You're going to get the fiber, the carbs, and micronutrients to help you build that muscle. And you don't have to kill any living being to do that. So, of course, that's why I plug the vegan diet. And I think it's going to be beneficial not only for your health and building muscle, but for the environment and the animals. So that's my take on strength training, cardiovascular exercise, and nutrition. Of course, I could sit here all day and talk about it with how much experience and education I've gotten from all of these things, but I don't want to bore you guys, and I don't even want to sit here with too much information. So, of course, I'm an online coach. I'm a personal trainer. If you would like more information, to reach out, find me on Instagram at down2earthy, and that 2 is the actual number 2. Or you can email me at thedailychew37@gmail.com. Or just simply leave a comment in the sections below, and I'll try to respond as quick as I can. So if you like this video, you find it fun, entertaining, informational, please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace and love, fam.